Hello and welcome to Love Anything Art. Today I'll be doing something a little bit different. I'll be making my first ever earring and necklace set. These are the supplies I used. Hi guys! This is my second video in a 3-part video where I will be using BeeBeeCraft supplies. I'll be using these necklaces and some earring hooks that I got from BeeBeeCraft. BeeBeeCraft is an online craft store where you can get supplies to make your jewelry and or other art projects. If you'd like to check them out, I'll leave a link to their homepage in the description below. I will also leave links to the products I'm using in the description below. I've rolled out some jade colored clay on the thickest setting of my pasta machine, and then I'm just going to cut it in half. And this half I will set aside and use it in a few minutes. And I'll just use my wire brush texturing tool to make tiny little dots all over the surface. I'm using a little bit of this sky blue clay, and I'm going to roll it out until it is long and thin. There we go. And then I'm just going to cut off even length pieces. Next, I will roll them into little balls and then roll them out until they are about the size of a grain of rice. If you're interested in doing these videos like I am, BeeBeeCraft has a YouTube program where you can get free products by doing 3 videos for them. All you need is to have 100 or more subscribers and then apply to their program. I'll put a link in the description below for you to check it out. And then I'll place them on my textured clay in a circular shape. And then I'll use my needle tool to make texture lines on each of these petals. I want to thank everybody who is watching my video today. I appreciate you. If you're new to my channel, please leave a comment below and let me know what it was that drew you to my channel today. It would help me and the future of my channel out if you would leave a comment and or subscribe to my channel. And then I'll just use brush strokes to fill in that center hole. I'm making a second layer and I'm going to put that on top, and that's just to give it a little bit of depth. I thought it looked really pretty when it was done. And I'll just apply it and use the same technique I used for the bottom layer. See? Very nice. And just to further add to my piece, I'm going to put this little metal finding on there. It looks like a little flower, so I thought it would be perfect for the center of my flower. And I am just gently pressing it in there. Don't want to make it go all the way through the clay, but I do want it to stick in there without the fear of it falling out. And I'm going to just cut off a tiny piece of the corner of this clay. I'll roll it into a ball and then place it in the center of my metal finding. And I did have a little bit of a hard time getting it to stick, but I just rolled it into a ball again and then pressed a little bit harder this time, and it stuck in there pretty good. I'll apply a little bit of texture to that centerpiece. I have some very old makeup powders that I never really used. I'm going to apply this to my piece. I'll just put a little bit on each of the flower petals. I'm going to use this bronze color, and then also I have some white powders. I'll use those too. I'll just apply all that to the petals and then also a little bit to the centerpiece. This is the piece of clay I set aside earlier. Just going to cut it down to a more manageable size. I've applied silver leaf to one side of the clay. I'll use this texturing brush and give it a little bit of texture just to rough it up a little bit so it's not one solid smooth piece. This will be the back side of my piece. I'll flip it over and then put my flower on top. I'm putting in guidelines for cutting so that my piece ends up an even square shape. That way if I mess up, I could just retexture it and no one would know the difference. When I cut down into the clay, I do want to go down at an angle to give it a beveled edge. You can smooth out your edges and make them a little bit more polished by using the edge of your cutting tool. These are the scraps I cut away from my piece. I'll be using these to make a bail for the top of my pendant for hanging. I'll roll it out and mix it up until the silver leaf is well blended. I'll give it a final roll. I'll use a cutting tool to cut out a leaf shape. I'll use my fingers and smooth out the edges and seams. I will apply my leaf textures with a needle tool. I'll connect my bail to my pendant. You can always put in texture afterwards if it gets a little smudged when you're putting it together. I do need my hole at the top to be wide enough to fit my necklace chain through, so I'll just test that out, and it should fit through there pretty good. Again, I will apply some powders to the leaf, both to the back and the front, and then also in the center part. Also, I made some earrings to go with it. I used the same process I did for the pendant, and then I just put a hole at the top, and that will be for hanging the earrings. And now I can bake my pieces. I'll show you how I assembled my earrings using these hooks I got from BeeBeeCraft. They're a little bit different than the normal hooks I use. Once you have your jump rings on your earrings, then you just put it over the ball-ended side of the hook. And then you can use a tool to close it up. And once you get it closed, it should stay in there pretty good. You can wiggle it around quite a bit. I'll repeat this process with the second earring. And I will be applying resin to a few places, to the back of my pendant where the silver leaf is, and then all of the spots where I have put the powders on. And that's just so that it seals in all of those. I'll do the same for the earrings in all of those same places. Now that my resin has been applied and it has cured, I'll go ahead and put my necklace hook through my pendant. And this is the finished product. Again, if you are interested in BeeBeeCraft or joining their YouTube program, I will leave links in the description below. And also for the products I used, I will also leave links in the description below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Bye!